Hey everybody, welcome to another video. I finally got some footage of this car running on the track and we'll get to that soon. But before that, I just wanted to show off my new body. Now here was the body that I was using before, and some of you guys commented that it's a very weird looking body. I agree. I have a liking for bodies that look a bit different and unique on the track, and this one certainly fits the bill. It's a Proline Phantom body designed some time ago by Lee Martin, I believe. And I particularly like the cab section that seems to be inspired by the US stealth fighter. But this body is really quite old and has been ran quite a lot. You can see on the back, there's actually a fake panel there, which I've painted and shaped to look like part of the original body, because this was cut out to fit a 4-gear mid-transmission on another car sometime. So it was time to paint up the stock body for the car, and I think the stock body is one of the nicer bodies that PR has come up with. It has very clean lines, it's very low slung and racy. So what I've done is I've actually not followed the stock window lines. I like bigger windows. So here is the stock line. You may be able to see it in the reflection, but I've actually cut it lower so that I got this bigger window look, which I like. It's a stock body that comes with the kit. It is a lightweight version, so if you are going to do any liquid masking on this and you're going to cut out the liquid mask on the body, you have to make sure that you don't apply too much pressure or it will crack up the body. Now for those who are bashers like me, here's a little tip I use. I actually use some reinforcement tape on the inside of the body. I know it adds some weight, but it helps the body to last longer, and it has the additional advantage of protecting the paint from being scratched out by the parts on the inside of the car. And a little bit more on the chassis. You can see some of the electronics I'm running. I'm running a Futaba 9551 low profile servo, a Hobbywing 3.1 ESC, a standard shorty pack, and then a Surpass 8.5 V4 motor. So one of the new features of this car is actually the new gearbox that allows easy access to the rear diffs. And this was particularly useful at the last weekend at the track. I took the opportunity to build a ball diff and additional gear diff with different oil inside. I was able to quickly test the various differential settings in my car simply by accessing this gearbox and switching them in and out very quickly. Remove the wing, 2 screws, 4 screws on the top of the gearbox, 1 at the side, and you're able to remove the whole thing without disassembling anything else and to swap out your diffs. I'll make a video on that if you guys are interested. Another thing that I have on here is a fan mount. So I 3D printed a very small piece here that allows me to mount a 25mm fan to keep my motor temperatures down while I'm running the car. All in all, a very nice build. Let me put on the shell. Very low slung shell. Keeps the center of gravity low and the car looks pretty good in my opinion. Let's get on to the track running video. Welcome to the Sega track. This is a track that is built and maintained by a wonderful group of guys here in Singapore. It is a small outdoor AstroTurf track that I would classify as bumpy with a medium to high grip surface. Excellent for enjoying our buggies over the weekend. I've got footage from 2 days of track running to show you, and this is from the first day when I'm driving the car, and I actually was not aware that my friend was taking video of the car running, so it allowed me to put together this footage for you to see. What you are watching is actually just some fun dog fighting going along. You'll often see the red V4 car that belongs to me running alongside a white car with a yellow wing that belongs to a friend of mine, one of the many guys I enjoy running with. And you'll notice that as we run on the track, often one car will slow down and let the other car catch up a little bit so that we can get back to our dog fighting on the track. In fact, this green car is another friend of mine. We enjoy running together. He's really fast on his Hobao H2. Just watch as we come around this tight hairpin. Now over the doubles, and he's going to have a bobble right about here. Ah, takes me out. Back onto the running footage. Right here, the car with 5K diff oil just handles this corner beautifully as it goes into the doubles. Around the sweeper, down the straight. I was gonna just squeeze by them here. The car really is able to hug this sweeper as it goes round. Cornering has always been one of the strong points of the PR cars, and it's no different on the V4. It's always helpful when a car is able to make up those precious fractions of a second, just being able to corner that little bit tighter than the rest. Gonna go wide here, let my friend pass by as we go around for another lap. As you can tell from the jumping and the landing, the shock package is pretty much on point, landing the jumps very confidently. However, there may be just a little bit too much pack in terms of the rear shock package to handle the bumpy surfaces here. If you observe carefully, sometimes as it comes out of the corner, it just gets a little bit harder to control because the rear shocks just have that little bit too much pack. I've already gone down one grade of spring to soften up the rear from a green to a PR yellow, and that seemed to help the car, but I think I'm going to have to lighten up on the oil in the rear shocks just that little bit. Overall, this car was great to drive, but I would like to just reduce that front steering a little bit and give the rear a tad more confidence coming out of those corners. And now let's get on to day 2 of our track testing. Now today I'm not driving the car. I handed my radio over to a good friend Heng, who test drove the Buggy. What you're watching here is footage of his very first time running the V4 Buggy, and I think he does an excellent job. I've actually softened up the spring one more grade, so I'm running a PR red spring. Actually, the PR green front and red rear has been my go-to spring package for the PR two-wheel drives for a long time now, and it seems to continue to just give the results that I want. I will find out later though that I had built one part of the car wrongly. I installed the rear RR suspension block the wrong way. PR actually has designed this new RR block to be able to be flipped to have 2 different settings of anti-squat, and I installed mine to give this Buggy too much anti-squat. That would explain why, although the Buggy felt good, it just felt a little bit too edgy compared to my V3 Buggy, which drove so well. Oh well, I will fix that and then I'll test the Buggy again this coming weekend. Here's the Buggy coming around a tight corner into the doubles, which it lands nicely, a little hop, sweeper, and down the straight. So with the new rear shock package, the car is actually coming out of the corners a lot more confidently, but I believe when I adjust the anti-squat block the way it should be in that exact sweet spot that will give me the acceleration out of the corner that I like. I think my buddy Heng's doing a very good job for his first time driving this Buggy. Also being tested in this Buggy right now are the front weighted rings that go over the front rims of the Buggy. It's hard to tell how much they change the handling characteristic, but the few drivers that tested the Buggy all agreed that the Buggy had excellent mid-air control. And even if you got the jump takeoff a little bit wrong, you were easily able to correct the Buggy's attitude mid-air to be able to save the landing and get on with your run. In my previous V3 Buggy, I had found that the diff setting which I liked the most was a 4-gear diff with 10K diff oil. Most of the racers there found 10K diff oil rather high, but I liked the kind of acceleration it could give me out of the corner. It just straightened out the car and was able to allow me to attack the jump right after the tight corners confidently. However, when I tried the 10K oil with this buggy, I found that it was too thick and affected turning too much. So the 5K recommended by the manual seems just right at the moment. I hope you enjoyed the track running footage of the PR S1V4 buggy. So far the car has responded well to any setup changes that I've made, and you can really feel it on the track. I look forward to testing this car more, and I definitely hope to share that footage with you in the days to come. So if you like the content on this channel, please like, share, subscribe and comment. It will really help this channel to grow. So until next time, thank you very much. Bye bye.